Hey, this is Frank from Max Digital, and I wanted to make you this video because I see a great opportunity for you to take some market share from your top competitor online. This is a free video that I do to help small businesses. There's no obligation to purchase anything here. I send these out because some business owners see the value in the information that I provide, but they just don't have the time to implement the ideas themselves. But you are free to implement these strategies yourself if you'd like. No harm, no foul there. All right, so let's jump right in. All right, so I did a Google search for a plumber in Charlotte, North Carolina, and this is the Google search results page that comes up. Just wanted to quickly walk through it real quick. So the top section, there's three sections. The top section has all the ads. These are paid advertisements that these companies are paying for. The second section is not paid, although you can pay to have an ad in there. They will put up, I think, one ad in there. Then there are three results that always come up besides the ad. So it's really beneficial for a company to be in there. And then the third section here is what's called the organic listing, and this is a listing of websites based on the strength of those websites. Okay, so we talked about how to get into the ads. Obviously, that's you're just paying for those. To get into the Google Map Pack and to be one of these three companies, you need to have a Google Business profile. You also need to have the profile filled out as much as possible with obviously your business name, your address, your phone number, your hours of operation, the services that you provide. Google likes to have as many photos uploaded as possible on a regular basis, and they also like to see customer reviews. That will all help. Then the other thing that really helps is the more businesses that you have, or the more online registries that you have your business registered with, the more likely it is that you will show up in this section. So talking about things like Angie's List, YellowPages.com, those kind of sites, Yelp. Okay, so then this is kind of the meat of what I'm talking about here. So to increase the strength of your website, which is what you need to be able to rank, there's two things that Google is going to be looking for, or really three things. One is your content, and within that content, they're looking for keyword phrases. So they're looking for the volume of content that you have, as well as the keyword phrases that are relevant to the term that is being searched. So those are two things that you need to know on content. Secondly is your backlinks, and we're going to talk about those in a second. But let's stick with the content for a second. I clicked on the number one website or number one ranking website in Charlotte, North Carolina for plumbers, and it's Queen City Plumbing, like I showed you. And you can see here when you scroll down it, they have a lot of pictures. They have a little bit of verbiage, but not a ton. So there's definitely not what Google would see as an expert here, although they do seem to be ranking first because they've got probably more than the competition. Google looks at an expert as any website that's got 1,500 or more words on their front page. But like I said, words are not enough. You need to have not only have your words, but you also want to have the keyword phrases that are being searched. And keywords phrases can be buried either in the verbiage itself, or they can actually even be embedded into the pictures. So that's another way that companies do it. When I pulled up your site here, I think you have more words than they have, but you don't have, you're definitely not up to 1,500 words. So it's an area that you can definitely beef up to beat them, because like I said, Queen City Plumbing does not have that much in terms of content on their site. So I wanted to click over though and show you something about their keywords. So this is this website that I use. It's called Ahrefs. It looks at the kind of the back end statistics of all the websites. And so when I look at their keywords, they are ranking for 215 keywords. And I wanted to show you which keywords they are, because this is really why I think they're beating the competition right now. If it loads. You can see here they are ranking, aside from the first one here, which is very specific. Somebody is actually Googling their specific website or company, but everything below that are very specific buyer intent websites. So you can see this is what somebody would put into the search bar if they were looking for a plumber in the Charlotte area. And you can see this right here is the position. This is where they rank on the list. So they're ranking, everything under 10 is the first page of Google, and you really want to be on the first page of Google because nobody's clicking to page 2, or very few people click to page 2. And then when I click over to yours and look at yours, you're actually ranking for 23,000 keywords, which is a lot of keywords. But when I look at what kind of keywords they are, not necessarily what a buyer would be typing into the search bar if they were looking for a plumber in the Charlotte area. So you can see you are ranking on page 1 for these first 4, but again, they're not specific to, like, if somebody wanted a plumber, they'd be typing in plumber in Charlotte or something to that effect. So that is a great area to I think probably mostly what you need to do is increase the keywords, or change the keywords that you have in your content, and that would definitely dramatically help. And then the other thing I wanted to show you, is the second thing, like I was mentioning before, that plays into your ranking, is the backlinks, and it's a matter of how many backlinks you have from how many referring domains, as well as the quality of the backlinks, where they're coming from. Google's looking for relevancy. This is because they are an endorsement of your site, basically, and so they want to see that the endorsements are coming from people who are, or other websites that are, in a related field, or in your field, so either plumbing or, something plumbing related or industry related. So they had a bunch. On your site, you also have a lot of different referring domains. So it kind of is going to depend, like I said, to be dependent on where the backlinks are coming from, as far as the strength of them and how much power they're bringing to your site. So in conclusion, I wanted to show you one last thing, and it has to do with, if you were ranking on the first page of Google, I don't know if I said this earlier, but of the 3 sections here, you could look at it as maybe a third, although I think it's less, actually click on the advertisements, maybe a third click on whoever shows up in the map pack, and another third of the searchers will scroll down and look to see who are the experts, who's got the expert website for your area. And that's how searchers are, generally speaking, where they click. So being on page 1 of Google obviously is very important. And just to kind of show you that further, if you were ranking for any of these buyer intent keywords, this column here is showing you the volume, and you could see there's, well over 1,000, probably a couple thousand just on these first 10 of searches per month. And so if you could just get 10% of those searchers, just think about what that would do to your revenue. So that's what I wanted to show you. I hope that information is helpful. I'll leave my contact information in the email that I send you, and I just ask that you provide me just one line of feedback to let me know that this is helpful. As I said, I do this to help small businesses, so I just want to make sure that I'm adding value. All right, thank you so much. Bye-bye.